What is going on, everybody? Today we're going over Etsy stock. We're gonna find the fair value of Etsy stock according to Warren Buffett, as mentioned in the book The Intelligent Investor, written by his mentor Benjamin Graham. But we're gonna spice things up. I have learned about the financial statements for dummies and how Warren Buffett reads the financial statements. We're gonna go over that. Really simple, super simple explanation. So all of you can actually go and research your own favorite stocks, dig deeper into their financials, and see if you're actually holding a good long-term stock or not, according to all the criterias. Not all of them, but the basic criterias that Warren Buffett is using. We're gonna start with Etsy, fundamental Warren Buffett. Let's go. Yeah. So I'm in Yahoo Finance, Etsy Inc., Etsy.com, whatever it's called. $160 today, $20 billion market cap. Everything is good. Look at this, $30 to 164. It was $30 at the beginning of the year, almost 500% on your money. Not a lot of people are talking about Etsy. People are talking about Shopify, and that's fine. But let's see Etsy. The first thing that we need to find out is this one, EPS, earning per share, TTM. So we're gonna take this number 186. We're gonna put 186 in the Excel. Back in the Excel, I'm gonna go to earning per share. Gonna put 186. Very nice. After that, PE equals 8.5. If you can see, constant means yellow. 8.5. I'm not changing. That's the number in the book, The Intelligent Investor. And also, if you guys want this formula, you have two options. You can read the 600 pages book or check the description below for Patreon. $10 a month will give you access to this formula and all that good stuff. Let's move on to the next item on our list, which is growth. We're gonna go back to Yahoo Finance and find the growth of Etsy. Back in Yahoo Finance, I'm gonna go to this tab, analysis tab. Okay, scroll the way down. All the way down. I'm scrolling to, wow, look at this. Next 5 years, that's what I'm looking for. Next 5 years per annual, 57%. Wow. The last 5 years, they grow at 86%. If you see a number over 20, that's pretty amazing. 57% is pretty good. This year, Etsy grew by 175%. Next quarter is 300%. Current quarter 130. There's a reason why they are at all-time high today and made like 5 times your money since January. So I'm taking this number, next 5 years per annual, 5705, and I'm going to the Excel and put this back in the Excel in the growth column. I'm putting 5705. That's pretty impressive, to be honest with you guys. After that, another constant, the number 2. Basically, the Benjamin Graham says put 2. It is aggressive, but I'm not changing this formula according to the book. After that, we got corporate bond 4.4. So this entire formula, we're gonna divide by the number 4.4, which was the AAA bond yield about 70 years ago when the book got live, basically. So that's the number that we're gonna divide, and the next step is to find the Etsy AAA bond yield. But before we do that, let's dive into the financials. Super basics, how to read some financials of Etsy according to Warren Buffett, so you can actually say, you know what, maybe this is a great company. So I'm back in Yahoo Finance, and I'm looking for this tab, financials. We're gonna go over the financials, super basic. I want you guys to understand valuing a stock market, selling options for income. This is not scary stuff. It's only scary because the media wants you to believe that it's scary, and they want you to stay poor and all that bad stuff, and you gotta change it. Let's go over financials, how Warren Buffett, it's not his final conclusion, but that's like a basic steps to move to his next step, which is, I don't know, go visit the company or something. But this gives you an idea. Instead of just listening to people on TikTok, YouTube, go buy Tesla, go buy NIO. And I understand YOLO calls made a lot of money in the last couple of months. But long term, look at financials. So we're gonna click find. We have 3 items in here. Guys, pay attention. This is important. It's basics. It's easy. but it is important. We have column number 1, income statement, column number 2, balance sheet, column number 3, cash flow. We are looking for all of them, but not like super deep. We're just looking for some ratios, some percentages. I'll tell you exactly what we're looking for. First one, we're looking at the income statement. I'm not gonna explain what is income statement, balance sheet, cash flow. Just gonna tell you what Warren Buffett look in order to even move to his next step in his research. Income statement, I'm looking at a couple of ratios. Looking at this number, first of all, total revenue, 1378. That's basically in millions. If you see here, all numbers in thousands. First of all, that's a given for everything. So when I see this number, I'm ignoring this because it's 1378-268. That's basically 1,378,000,000. So I'm just gonna take this number, 1378. Okay, 1378. That's the revenue, and the cost gross. That's the explanation. How much they make net? So we're gonna take the first three number, 245. Okay, 245, and we're dividing that by the total revenue. The total revenue, 1378. Warren Buffett would like to see 20% and up net. So for every dollar, he wants to see $20 coming back. Extra 20% net. We're gonna click enter, and we got ourselves 17.7. That's pretty good. It's not 20% and up, but from 30% gross to make almost 18% net, it's pretty good. It's not great, but it's pretty good. That's it. That's what you do in income statement. Let's move on to the next one, balance sheet. Okay, we finished with income statement. You can read whatever that you want. You can also see this. It went from 400 million in 2017, 600 million 2018, 800 million 2019, and now 1.4 billion, another 600 million just the past 11 months, trailing 12 months, since the 12 months almost, not almost. Pretty awesome, pretty super strong, super growth for Etsy stock. Let's move on. That's another something to look for. Let's move on to the balance sheet. I'm looking at a couple of stuff. First, just to look at the rough look, I see total assets. That's what I care about. Total assets went from like 580 million, 600 million, 900 million, 1.5 billion. Growing and growing and growing. But with that being said, are they growing with a lot of debt or less debt? And Warren Buffett would like to see either zero or very little debt that can get paid in 4 years or less, ideally. So I'm looking for this. There's two columns here: total liabilities, total equity. I'm looking at this column, total liabilities. I'm gonna open it. Pay attention, guys. The first one, current liabilities. I don't care about this. Is cash, employee salaries. That's like short term, payable, current debt. Stuff that you pay on a monthly basis. I don't care about. This is what I care about. Total non-current. That's long-term debt. Total non-current liabilities. And specifically this line. Long-term debt and capital. Basically this is the line that I'm looking for. Long-term debt. I open that. The debt, long-term lease. Basically both of them together. That's the number. 838. So they owe long-term 838 million. What am I doing with this number? First of all, I'm gonna go to the Excel. I'm gonna go to a calculator. I'm gonna put 838. I'm gonna divide it by the net income that I found in the income statement. So I'm going back to the income statement. There we go. I'm gonna go to the diluted net income, this number right here, and I got a number of 245. Okay, that's the number. And go back to my calculator. 838 divided by 245. Ideally, the number should be below 4, meaning that Warren Buffett would like to see that you can pay your long-term debt by 4 years or less with the net income that you make. So I'm gonna click enter, and we got a good number, 3.4 years. So about 3.5 years will take Etsy to pay off their long-term debt. If they don't grow and don't do anything as of today, that's another check mark in Warren Buffett checking point. That's what you do with the second one, which is balance sheet. That is it. That's it. You move the balance sheet. It's good. They can pay their debt below 4 years. Next thing, we're gonna go to cash flow. That's it. We're gonna go to cash flow. Cash flow column right here. I'm looking for a couple of stuff. First, I'm just looking below. I'm looking at this number, 54. When what they do? It went from 54 million, 142 million, 199 million, 506 million, growing and growing and growing. Is free cash flow. Pretty awesome company. To be honest with you, I'm not holding Etsy, but that's something to think about. We haven't even found the fair value, but signs are looking pretty good. We're looking at a couple of things in cash flow. After this one, we found out that it's a growing good pace from, I don't know, 50 million to 500 million. That's 10 times growth in 3 years. That's pretty awesome. I'm looking at this capital expenditure. They spent 7 million, 7.2 million. And what is this number, 7.2? This is the amount of money that they invested back in the company. Now we want to see how they invested 7 million back in the company in the last 12 months. So we have a few options. Did they issue more stock to dilute the shareholders? The answer is no. That's a great sign. Did they took on more debt? The answer is yes. They took 650 million debt, and then they repaid the debt with about 150 from that, so they got about half a billion dollar left. And with that $500 million left, they did this, which is a good thing, repurchase of capital stock. So they bought $200 million stock. So what did they do? They basically refinanced some debt and they pay off some debt. They did a buyback of a stock. They didn't dilute their shareholders. And we got one more number to find. We're going to take 7.285 divided by, we're going back to the income statement, and we're going to divide in the same number that we have, 245 right here. 245, basically the amount of money they invested in buybacks and pay off some debt in the last 12 months. Warren Buffett would like to see ideally below 25%, but anything 25 to 50 is also like average plus. But less than 25% is good. Let's click enter. And we got ourselves pretty crazy number, 3%. 3%, they're not using a lot of money. That's super, that's like Apple numbers. Everything almost checked out. There's no perfect company, basically, but it's pretty good, 3%. And the last thing we gotta find out is Etsy triple bond rate in order to get our fair value. But from a financial point of view, Etsy is a pretty solid buy, not a financial advice, of course. So let's look in the Excel. There wasn't really any number, some were high, some were low. I just gonna take the average, which is about 4.4, which is basically what we're gonna divide. And once I click enter, we find out basically the financials are super solid. I've seen companies in the negative and like margin of like 0.5%. They have a margin of 18% net. That's pretty awesome. They're using their money pretty good. There's a reason why a company went 500% in a year. It's not luck. It's not based on hype other than NIO. But I digress. And basically once I click enter, I'm gonna find two things. I'm gonna find the fair value of Etsy stock as of today, as well as the price that Warren Buffett will be a buyer. So without further ado, guys, and also leave a like, subscribe to my channel if I bring you any value. Check the description below for Patreon. $10 a month will get you inside this formula, as well as selling options for income, as well as a lot of crypto long-term play. Without further ado, okay, we got ourselves Etsy at 228 fair value, and the price that that's pretty good. The price that Warren Buffett will be a buyer is 152, even though it's 160 today. That's about, I don't know, 5% from here. That's pretty good. 152, 160. And basically, according to Warren Buffett, Etsy is a buy but he would wait, I don't know, like 5% correction or something to be super conservative. As always, guys, if I bring you any value, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and also write in the comment which stock would you like me to do next. This was a request of one of the members. I do not own Etsy, but I might take a better look after I've read the financials. I hope you like the financials. This is how Warren Buffett does it. That's his not first, but that's part of his steps. It's not hard, it's not scary to read financials. We just need to know what we're doing, and let's create wealth together. That's all. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time, guys. Yeah.